Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you guys very much for all of your support, all of your views, your likes, your subscribes. You guys are absolutely awesome. We're going to do another collective read for you guys today. So I want to know what the universe has to say to the collective, what message needs to come forward. And I am getting drawn to one of my shaman decks here. I got a couple of them that I felt really pulled to. This one I feel like I need to start with, but I don't think we're going to draw a whole bunch of cards here. I keep feeling like kind of like an energy card setting the tone for the day. So I want to know, we had two pop forward here. So I want to know what it's all about. Wind represents change in the upper world. I mean, obviously it's heaven. It's heaven, it's spirit coming down. It's like there's a change in the wind. You know, this is an interesting card here too, because I see a hawk here, and hawks represent messengers. So I think somebody, their intuition is telling them that some sort of a change is coming. I feel like spirit is trying to communicate with them. Maybe somebody's having just sort of that intuition, that deep knowing kind of feeling, or possibly been getting dreams or signs. But it's like changes in the wind. Something's coming forward for someone. I'm going to put these guys up front. Oops. You sit up there, my friend. Because I feel like they're supposed to set the tone for a read. And then we're going to clarify with other decks. Wind and upper world. So why is spirit getting involved in this change? What is this change that's coming forward? And why is the upper world card there? I keep feeling like there's some very deep significance to having that upper world card. Like somehow spirit has a deep part of this change that's coming forward for somebody, or maybe for many of us. It's like there's something that needs to happen. A change in the wind needs to come forward. I need more clarification, please, spirit. Please bring me more cards on this. What is this message going to be about today? Falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy. It's like an awakening. I keep feeling like this is not just for one person, this read. This read is for many. And it's like this message for all of us. This need to sort of get back to our spiritual roots. Get back to our deep beliefs. Get back to our faith. Get back to our connection with the other side of things. Our connection with nature. As that one shaman deck is definitely about connecting with nature. Wailing tree, reconciliations. Reconciliations. Where do you sit? I gotta tell you, I don't get reconciliations when I don't care what these cards say. I always go with my intuition and with what my guides tell me the cards represent. That is how I read my cards, guys. And I gotta tell you, that is not the vibe that I get with this. I don't like it, but I have to tell you what I'm feeling. I get a darker vibe within this card. And I keep feeling like it's an influence. It's an outside influence. Like, I don't know if it's trying to get somebody to move in a dark way, or if this is just sort of representative of some of those darker emotions that we have when things don't go the way that we hope they go, or when we're having struggles or darker times. But I keep feeling like this is something that is trying to gain power, and it's very important to not let it have power. 59 is at the top of the card. 5 represents change and 9 represents completion. It's like whatever this darkness is that's trying to build power. I keep feeling like these cards are saying, that's weird. 59 is at the top of the upper world card too, guys. As the same bloody number. I'm going to pull this card back down. 59, guys. Change and completion. It's like there's some sort of a change happening. It's like, which way are you going to go? Which way are you going to go? Are you going to give in to the darker emotions here? Or are you going to allow this beautiful spiritual awakening and get reconnected again? Will-o'-the-wisp. And Woodwives. I get a gross feeling off of this Woodwives card. I get pulled back to that wailing tree. It's like darker energies. Like darker energies trying to pull you into darker emotions. Trying to pull you hate. Trying to divide people. It's weird because this Will-o'-the-wisp is like lured. But I don't feel like it specifically goes one way. I feel like for those of us who are intuitive, for those of us who are spiritually connected, and sort of try to keep up with our spirituality and try and connect with our spirituality and nature around us, and are working towards our paths of on ascension, on healing, on finding the best form of ourselves, it's almost like you're getting pulled in two different directions. It's like whatever this darkness is trying to pull you and trying to win you over, but so is goodness. And so is love, and so is kindness, and so is the light. It's like the light and the dark here. And like you're getting pulled in both directions. I don't know if it's like you're going to have to make a choice. And maybe you're getting really funky dreams lately, or seeing really weird things, having kind of off experiences, because I keep feeling like it's like getting pulled. Something's pretending to be, it's like it's pretending to be shiny, it's pretending to be abundant. I keep seeing in this Woodwives like a face of something, but what's behind it is really dark. So there's a darkness pretending to be something else, to be innocent, to lure you in, but what's behind it is very nasty. What's behind it is something that's going to do your soul no favors. And this may be for many, many people, that this darkness is trying to pull in more people because it gives it power and it feeds it, but there's still the light. There's still the other side of that. And it's funny because I feel the positive side of that in that wind card. I feel positive spirit. I feel the universe. I feel God. I feel karma. I feel all those beautiful things that speak of kindness and love and balance. And I feel that within the wind card. And it's like allowing that light to shine through and not to let the darkness deceive and pull people in. This is a really off read today, guys. It's kind of not what I was expecting. We usually talk about sort of where you've been through and relationships. So this is not where I thought things were going. A tidy house. Even in this card, I feel the distinct impression of making a choice or deciding which side of things you fall on. And I do feel, I get told by my guides too, is organizing your life in that way. So releasing things that don't matter, or toxic things, to not give them power, because this, whatever this Woodwives is, and whatever it represents, it will try and pull you in. This is going to sound silly, but it's like with shiny little baubles, or with money or something fancy or something expensive. And it's like to try and get you to turn away from what's true and what's real, like love and connection and honesty and integrity. It's like it's trying to get you to let go of that and to just go to something shiny. So there's a need to be able to clean house here and to remove things that don't matter, or things that bring toxicity or take away from what's true and what's real in your life. Overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. And normally this card speaks of a lot of abundance and positive abundance. I gotta tell you, what a weird read. I really don't get that vibe in this card. I keep getting like trying to overwhelm you with things and ideas that are disguised, but they have a darkness behind them. And it's like you get so much of this stuff and you buy so much into it because it seems so innocent until you're drowning in it. And then it's like they have you, or they've trapped you. By the time you figure out what's going on here, that there is this light and this dark side of things. So I feel a lot of caution there. There's Eye of the Needle, and Eye of the Needle represents intentionality. So being able to set your intentions very carefully. And I see that here in the cards too, that this change in the wind is coming. Some sort of a change where there's the light and the dark, and possibly the dark gets exposed for what it is. And it's like, what side of things do you want to be on? Being able to focus on the important things in your life, important connections. Whether it's with people, with nature, with animals, with the combination of it all. Being able to focus in on your spirituality and your spiritual path and your connection to that, whatever that means to you. Being able to find that positivity and that love in the world, and to go through life with honesty and integrity. To live in the light. It's like set your intentions. Set your intentions. I am going to live in the light. I'm going to do my best every day to try and live the right way. And then being able to follow through. I'm going to do my best every day to set aside things that don't matter or things that are toxic to me so I can live a healthy life. Empty well. Time to replenish. I tell you what I see in this empty well. This is tied to Wailing Tree and Woodwives, guys. This is tied to the darkness. I keep feeling like this is something that's been building for a while and like quietly lurking in the shadows. And like slowly trying to make itself seem kind of normal and a part of things so that you don't really notice it until it's there and in everything. And that's why we're getting told sort of this message today about setting your intentions carefully. Being able to recognize something for what it is. Because I think this darkness is what I feel. It's trying to actually funnel people to where it wants to go. It's organizing things and offering opportunities or offering an easier path. But all of it is to lure somebody into darkness or to lure many into darkness to feed in its own power, to give it power. So one day when that switch flips and light shines on it for what it is, it's like permeated everything and it's found a real foothold because nobody realized until maybe it was too late. So I do see in a lot of these cards, there's this need to see it for what it is and to start getting back to basics and focusing on the positive, focusing on your connection to spirit, making changes in your everyday life that help to tie you closer to spirit so that this thing can't get a foothold on you. Whale song resonating. And this is for, I keep feeling like intuitive people are catching this. Like intuitive people, I could feel that kind of that in the upper world and in the wind, especially in the wind, like people getting that intuitive deep knowing or that feeling or seeing weird signs or getting funky dreams. It's like that connection because some people are connected, right? You've gone through a lot of things in your life. You've done your shadow work. You're connected to spirit. You're higher vibrational and you're intuitive. And so you pick some of these things up. And I keep feeling like those are the people who notice a lot of what's going on and who this read is going to ring true to, because these are people who are on that vibrational level where they're starting to get these vibes, they're starting to get dreams, they're seeing signs. They can feel that this is something that's taking place. Maybe they can't put it into words, but they can feel like there's something there that's going on. A dream thief. Be cautious. Be cautious with this. This is like, I keep feeling it. It's like something offering you something that looks shiny or that looks like opportunity, but there's something deeper behind it, and it's to trap you. It's like offering you baubles, offering you the easy way out. But you just have to compromise a little bit of your integrity, or you just have to compromise a bit of this, or compromise a little bit of that. That's very important to you. Be cautious. There's a cost for everything. And this thing might not come to claim the cost right away, but one day it will. Deep, quiet meditation and stillness. I feel like spirit is trying to talk to you. And I don't feel that, I gotta tell you, this read is not for just one person. This read is for multiple people. That people are getting messages from spirit. Those who are intuitive, those who are connected, this is resonating with them. And they are getting messages from spirit that something is going on here. Something odd is going on here. And it's time to decide what side of things you're gonna be on. That's a really, I gotta tell you guys, this is not what I was expecting today from my reads. This is not something that really comes out. This is not something that we talk about a lot here at Tarot Harmony. Usually we're talking about relationships and stuff. So every card that comes forward, I just get more and more blown away by the message. Fool's embrace. Some people are too low vibrational to see what's going on here. Those are the ones who are really getting sucked in by the darkness. And those who do get sucked in are actually feeding it and giving it strength. So there are people who are feeding it. Netcaster. Yeah, it is talking about preparations. But it's also preparations coming to fruition. So it talks about abundance. But this is like, I keep feeling deciding what's important to you. Being careful about where you cast your net. Because it will bring in abundance. So those who are casting their net with the dream thief, the wailing tree, the woodwives, with the darkness and that empty well. They may seem like they're achieving something. They may seem like they're pulling things in, but they're connecting with the wrong side of stuff. And there will be a cost for that as well. I keep feeling like working with the light, being able to cast your net on the positive side of life, on the honest side of life, connecting with spirit in your own way and trying to live the best life that you can, really, will bring its own set of rewards. It might not be the easiest path, because I think this is trying to offer an easy path to people, or an easy out. So working with the light isn't always an easy path. But I keep feeling that in the end, that is where the abundance lies, where I keep feeling like the other side, you wind up just paying. It's like almost being a slave to something, where you thought that you were on top of things, and then when the worm turns and when it comes forward, you're actually catching the short end and you're trapped. It feels really heavy and very negative, guys. We'll grab a few more of these guys. And I think we'll set that deck aside. Hollow bone. So hollow bone represents teachability. Teachability. I'll tell you what I feel in this. I feel this like calling all light workers. It's like a call to those who are intuitive, a call to those who are connected, a call to those who are finding their understanding and they're moving on their path of ascension, to try and reach out and help others along the way, to help guide others away from this easy path, this darkness, whatever this is, to try and set an example and to help teach. First breath, beginner's mind. I tell you, this card is different. This card speaks of something more like the upper world than what's on here. I'm not feeling this, but what I feel is this deep connection to the universe and the spiritual realm in this card. And it's like something that's been there for a while, that has power, it's positive, it's fair, it's balanced, but it feels like it's been sort of stepped back, or like it's been watching or been observing. And I feel like it's coming forward a little bit more now too. And that might be with everything that's sort of coming to a head here. The disowned self. See, this darkness is targeting those who feel lost. It's like preying on it. And the ones who work within it and work for it are the same. They target people who feel lost. They target people who are hurting. Those are the ones who are the most vulnerable. Oh, I just got told when I looked at the wind card that this is actually part of this hollow bone. And this is part of this kind of calling all light workers. Because these very vulnerable people, they do need help. They're at risk. It's like they're at risk of falling into this dream thief. And it's like for light workers, being able to offer them an alternative. Being able to offer them an opportunity for healing and wisdom for healing, and to be able to find themselves again and to take their power back and to not fall into the darkness that the dream thief, the woodwise, the wailing tree, the empty well represent. Do not fall into that darkness. Don't allow yourself to be led, because they're just collecting. This is like karmic energy too. So that really low vibrational, narcissistic karmic energy trying to draw in others too. So there's like, I keep feeling like it's a call to help others. This is a call. Mindful group think. Because that's where the power is going to lie. That's really interesting. My cards are saying that's where the power is going to lie. How many of us work for the light and how many of us work for the dark? So for those of us who are light workers, for those of us who try and live through our path of ascension, who try to help others, who try to be kind and positive and caring and generous and connected to the universe and to spirituality, and really work on that light side of things, it's kind of like a numbers game here. But it's weird because it's happening behind the scenes. Right? Like quietly behind the scenes. But I feel like this one's actively and aggressively trying to recruit people. So it's important. Numbers are important here. What side of things you're on. This is just, I'm sorry, I'm blown away by this read. This was never anything I expected to have come forward in my cards. Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. Where do you sit? It's like something from the past coming back. I keep feeling like, I don't know if this has happened before, or if this is something that's been talked about before, that this was a thing that was going to happen, or this is a thing that occurred in the past. And it's like a reoccurrence. I keep feeling like past, but then coming back and being able to apply the past to now and what's happening here. The farther gate, a bolder step forward. I gotta tell you, I keep getting that feeling like I get pulled back to upper world here. It's like something bigger than us. This feels like that spiritual realm. It feels like the other side of the veil, but it feels like that heavenly kind of other side of the veil. So something positive, not something negative, not something dark. This feels like something positive. And it feels like it's almost trying to connect with light workers. Like now is the time, or soon enough will be the time where it starts to bring its power forward. Because I feel the same energy that refers to it here in this first breath card, but I feel like it's been sort of sitting, I don't want to say dormant for a while, but it's kind of been sitting back and watching. It moves a little bit quieter, but I feel like its strength is gaining and it's going to make itself known. There's the Horseman, herald of change. See? Change is in the wind. Change is coming. Stars in the sky. Limitless possibilities. And you know what I see? I see intuitive people. I see those who have the possibility to be light workers. And I see that they're probably heavier targets the most because I think they're powerful. I think intuitive people are powerful because of their connection to the spiritual realm. And that's why maybe these dream thieves or the darkness tries much harder to recruit these people, but it's in really quiet, sneaky ways. So whoever is intuitive, whoever is a light worker, or whoever has the potential to be a light worker, does need to be extra cautious during this time in setting their intentions, in how they're living their life, right? That a tidy house, remove those things that are toxic. Make sure you're creating your life that's true to you. There's the lost compass. Getting back to integrity, finding your way. Always reminding yourself of what your north node is or your right direction is. Even if it's not a career or a goal in that matter, just knowing I am going to move with integrity every day. I'm going to do my best to do the right thing, even when it's not easy, because it's the right thing to do. And that's how I'm going to choose to move in this world. And that's important. Even that takes power away. As I said that, I could feel it taking power away from whatever this dream thief represents and giving it back to the light. I could feel the light getting brighter. This is kind of an odd read. I'm definitely going to be cleansing my studio after this one, guys, because it's kind of creeping me out a little bit. I need a deck of tarot cards. The light's yours. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so Spirit, can you please give me some clarity on this read? Please bring me clarity on this read for the collective. Interesting. The Eight of Pentacles was what fell out, but it fell out sideways. It's like it didn't know which way it wanted to go. But you see her holding a candle. It's like shining the light on what's going on. Because this thing gains power by operating in the dark when people don't really know what it is or what its intention is and what it's after. That's what makes it strongest. So there's a need to shine light on what this thing is doing, on what this darkness is trying to do, trying to recruit people, trying to, I don't know if it's trying to recruit souls or what it is. It's really creepy though. And it's very dark, and it is targeting people who are hurting. It's targeting people who are vulnerable. And it's trying to pull them into despair. It's trying to pull them into negativity. It's trying to, and I don't think it's trying to keep them stuck. I think it's actually trying to pull them farther into darkness is the vibe that I keep getting. Spirit, can you please give me more in this read? That one, I got told that one had to come out too. The Two of Wands. And it's like it's up to us to make a choice. It's up to us to choose our path every day. And the Chariot card. It's interesting in this Chariot card. I feel very fast movement, but I keep feeling like instead of he's moving to something, I keep feeling like this figure and the horses and the chariot are moving away from something. Trying to move away from something, and I keep getting pulled back to the shadow at the back. It's like trying to move away from darkness, trying to pull themselves out of darkness and move towards the light. Here's the Seven of Cups, which is all about choice. I keep feeling like for some people, it's harder to make this choice because of life circumstance, because of sort of emotionally where they're at or whatever they've been through in life. It's a lot harder to choose a lighter path. And they get tempted by the darker one. They get tempted to stay in the darkness. They get tempted to get pulled farther into the darkness. Some people get tempted by the shininess that this offers and the ease and the sort of like self-gratification or fast gratification instead of taking the high road and doing things maybe the harder way or the way that takes a little bit longer to achieve what you're after. The Empress. The Empress is our connectivity. It is the world. It's our connection to each other. It's our connection to the spiritual realm. It's connection to the cosmos, connection to nature. It's our connection to each other. It's connection to everything. And it's like, remember what's important. Connection is what's important. Looking after our home and our planet and the universe and each other, that's what's important. It's important to be nurturing. It's important to be kind. It's important to live with integrity and to grow abundance, to put the effort and energy in to grow abundance in our lives. And I keep feeling like the more you grow and the more effort you put into that Empress energy and that softer, kinder, more empathetic, nurturing energy. And it doesn't necessarily mean with all of the people in your life. This could be things too, plants, animals, your home, whatever it is, nature. I keep feeling like that also takes power away from this darkness because you're doing light work. As soon as you're caring for the things around you, for your own life, for other people's lives, for the lives of animals, plants, nature, all of it, you're starting to do light work. You're doing things that represent the light. And you're taking power away from the dark. Page of Cups. Where do you sit? Page of Cups. I keep feeling like younger is more vulnerable too. In that Page of Cups, I keep feeling like a young energy. It's easy to confuse them. They may be at a confusing stage of their life. And it's easier for this dream thief energy, this dark energy, to target that and to confuse it with the things that it offers. And that these are part of the root girl. These are part of the vulnerable people who need that guidance, who need somebody to offer that guidance and offer that mentorship and offer that example and that positivity and guide them to the light, help them find the light, help them be comfortable within themselves, help them find joy and happiness within themselves, help them to embrace things that they love and to embrace love itself. The Star card. I'm sorry, I'm getting pulled back to Hollow Bone. This is calling all light workers. It's like, now is the time. Now is the time when the universe seems to need us most. I got emotional there for a moment. I don't know why, you guys. I just feel like there's this pull. There's this pull for us to help others. There's a pull to be kind. For those who feel sad, for those who feel lost. And instead of offering them more darkness or offering them bitterness or hate, and keeping them, not just keeping them trapped, but pushing them farther into darkness. There's a need to reach a kind hand out and help to lift them up. And help others to find their way to the light. Find their way to happiness so that they can thrive and they can find abundance. Because we all do deserve to be happy, guys. I got told this one needed to come forward here. Interesting. That was the one that went sideways and I got told, grab that card. The High Priestess. The High Priestess, those of us who are intuitive, those of us who are light workers, those of us who have that deep connection to spirit, we are getting called on, and we're also getting called on by something much bigger than ourselves. This is a time to reach that hand out and to help others up, to encourage others, to help them be the best form of themselves, to help them find love, to help them find healing, and to take that power away from the darkness that is trying to lure them in. Can you give me more, please, Spirit? Please bring me more to this message. Ooh, that one and this one went sideways. The Four of Pentacles. And it fell out. It actually fell out in reverse. I got told that this is the darkness. It's well aware that I'm delivering this message today. And it does not want me to say any of this. It is like trying to hold back, trying to keep its secrets for itself. It doesn't want this to come out. It doesn't want light workers to find clarity in what the situation is and to answer the call and to help others. It wants everyone to hate each other and to live for themselves in a very selfish little way. And like a step on others to get what you want. That's what it wants. It wants us all hating each other. It wants us all fighting amongst each other. It wants me to shut up is what it wants. It doesn't want me to say this message today. It likes to keep people hurting. And it preys on people that are hurting. So it wants to keep you sad. It wants to keep you heartbroken. It wants to keep you tied to things that happened in your past and to keep you dwelling on it so that you never get to move forward and find your happiness. Spirit, can you please deliver me more? Thank you. You know what? I got told that one too, whatever that is. Six of Pentacles. It is a generosity. It is a reaching out. It is a call to try and help others in whatever way you can, whether this is doing, charity work, whether this is doing sort of light work and trying to deliver positive messages, whether this is finding a mentor program that you can work with to help others. This is connecting. This is connecting and trying to help in whatever way you can. Trying to make positive influences in the world. Oh, I gotta tell you that's a gross one. Tell you what I got told with this one. This does tie into, how do I say this? It's like this darkness is trying to seduce people. It's trying to make it, this might sound really silly, but I gotta tell you what Spirit's telling me. It's like it's trying to make it okay to be sexually promiscuous. I get told the word like deviant. So like darker sexual behaviors. And trying to make it normalized. It's like it's trying to seduce you with all of these things. Whatever these dark fantasies some people have, trying to pull you into it. The negative dark people trying to pull others into it. Be very, very cautious. And like for the younger ones, or the ones who are disowned, the ones who are very vulnerable, it's like trying to pull them into dark things. And I gotta say it because it's what I'm getting told. It is like sexual dark things too. This darkness is really gross. So this is a time to let your light shine. Like this Queen of Cups, I love this Queen of Cups. She's so very zen. And I can see in her keeping her balance, keeping her cool, allowing her light to shine through and helping others to find that for themselves. It's important to stay balanced during this time. And the Queen of Wands is a leader. She is a leader in her life. And she can be a leader to those around her too, setting an example, right? I keep getting pulled back here in like mentorship and setting that example, in that you can be strong in being independent. You can be strong in having fruitful connections with others that are appropriate, where you don't get taken advantage of or pulled into things you don't want to do. It's okay to assert yourself. It's okay to be strong. I keep getting these leadership qualities. This is calling all light workers to be leaders, to maintain their zen, and to help others find it within. And the Knight of Cups, it is an emotional offering. Yes, it looks like kind of romance or whatever. I also feel a secondary message in this. And it is a caution. And this feels like, how do I explain it? This looks like a person, but what Spirit is telling me is this is actually representative of the darkness, trying to romance and trying to seduce people in. And it is trying to get light workers. It is trying to pull you into a dark way of thinking. It is trying to seduce you with fancy things, with perhaps some sort of financial cheat or financial gain. Be cautious. Just be cautious about certain opportunities that come to you, and trust your intuition and your deep knowing about what these things really are. Does it feel like it's too good to be true? Does it feel like there's an ulterior motive behind it? Does it feel like whoever is offering it to you might have something going on behind the scenes? Be cautious of certain offers that come your way, because light workers are definitely targeted right now because you are more powerful. So whatever side gets you, it's like it feeds that power. But you know, I'll tell you this too. It doesn't feel like the light side of things is actively going out and trying to recruit people to it. That's why I kept feeling with this first breath, the beginner's mind, like this power has sort of sit back and allowed people to make their choices. But the dark power feels like it actively works to recruit people to its side. I know that sounds odd. I got to tell you what comes through in the cards and what I get told, and that's what I keep feeling. It's like it's actively working to recruit to the dark side. The Hierophant. The Hierophant can actually be a mentor too. And look at the stairway to heaven, the stairway to light, the stairway to enlightenment. It's like this is where this person is finding their happiness. It's where they're finding their freedom and their path to enlightenment. And this might be your mentorship and shining that light for others to see. This is where you can also find your freedom. This is where you can also find your happiness by releasing these things that don't matter in your life and focusing on what really does matter. The Wheel. It's like putting you on top of the Wheel of Fortune. I keep finding it, and it doesn't feel like money here, this Wheel of Fortune. It doesn't feel like career, but it does feel like happiness, balance, healthiness, and life path. And it feels, I'm not just talking like physical happiness or healthiness. It's like your soul's healthiness. Being able to be on top of that in choosing your light path, in doing the right thing, and moving with honesty and integrity. Yeah, justice is about balance. Doing the right thing. Because the darkness wants to throw everything off balance. The darkness wants to bring injustice. It's weird because it's almost like it wants to pretend to be fair, or what it's doing is fair. But it also, it's like, see, and that's why I kept feeling in Woodwives like it was really sneaky. It was really sneaky. So it's pretending to look one way. It's pretending to look like balance, or it's pretending to look like fairness or justice, but it's actually undermining things. It's undermining things, and it's tipping the scales. See, it's like sneaky. It's like what you don't notice is actually happening. It's pretending to be like this, but it's actually like this. So there is a huge caution in this read too. The Nine of Wands. It's like this battle has been going on for a long time. See, there's temptation in the Devil card. This is like that darkness that keeps tempting people in. Tempting people in. Like I said, I feel like it's been going on for a long time, and I feel like this darkness is actively working to try and pull people into it. Trying to seduce people into whatever it is, with whatever means it thinks it can use, preying on people's hurt, preying on people's greed, preying on, I think some people's, I gotta say it, some people's darker fantasies. And all the dark souls that it recruits, or all the people it recruits and turns dark, it's like it gains strength. But it keeps feeling like, I keep feeling like this hungry, like it's hungry for more, more, more. It wants to keep getting fed, and it wants light workers. So it is important to follow your light path. It's important so that it does not give power to whatever this thing is. Can you give me more, please, Spirit? What else does the collective need to hear in this read? The Eight of Wands. Communication, swift change. What does that Eight of Wands represent in this read, Spirit? Ten of Cups. It's like it's trying to take away the 10 of Cups. It's trying to take away your happiness. It's trying to take away, I don't know if it's like the family unit. Because I keep feeling like this is home and family, and it's like trying to take that away. Or trying to offer something in its place, but it's designed to completely pull this apart. Because it doesn't like love. It doesn't like love. It doesn't like connection. It wants us to hate each other. It wants us all separate from each other. Yeah. Be cautious. Be cautious of what other people are saying, and be cautious of what other people are offering. If it doesn't feel like it belongs in the light, if it doesn't feel like proper friendship, if it doesn't feel like proper love, if it doesn't feel honest or like it has integrity behind it, if it seems too good to be true or too easy, you feel like there's some kind of a motive, I keep getting be cautious, be cautious, be cautious. Because there are those who actively work with the dark to try and pull apart homes, to try and pull apart families, to try and collect the root girl, the disowned self, to try and collect the most vulnerable of us. Like that 5 of Pentacles, they try to collect them. So be cautious about what you're listening to, what other people are trying to tell you, right? It's time to sort out the riffraff. It's time to let certain things go. It's time to get reorganized with your priorities and what matters most in life. I keep feeling like this is people. Certain people who work with this thing. Use caution, guys. Just use caution, especially light workers. Use caution. And don't allow yourselves to get pulled into any kind of darkness. The world. And I do see what goes around comes around. This also is cycle and completion. I was feeling like that change in the wind that we started with, right? Change in the wind. Something coming to an end. A time coming to an end, or a repeat of the past. It's like a cycle is complete, or a cycle is about to be complete, and a new one's about to start. But I keep feeling like with this, whatever it is completing, I don't know that it's some sort of event, but I feel like a clarity or an understanding of seeing something that's going on, of something being brought to light. And I do feel like it ties into this darkness of everybody realizing that, oh my God, it's been there this whole time, and it's been sneaking its way into our lives in different ways. And it's like that understanding, and that's what I was feeling in some of these other cards. It's like recognizing when it comes forward, when that moment, when this comes out, when things unfold or a truth comes forward, and you're like, oh my goodness, it's been there the whole time. It's always kind of been around us. And being able to see things for what they are. And how much of this has permeated your life, and how much have you been able to purge and just move through the world in your own way that's true to you. We'll grab a couple more. This is, I'm blown away by this read because this is not what I was expecting in any way, shape, or form today when I went to do my tarot read. So it's like a battle. It's like a battle is going on behind the scenes. And I think some people are aware of it. I think some people sense something and maybe can't put it into words. And then I don't think some people realize it's even there. The 3 of Wands. But you are getting called to task. Light workers are getting called to task. I don't want to call it battle because I don't really think it's like battle or fighting. But it is being very cautious in your choices and how you're living your life. Because this darkness is doing its best to infect others. And to infect like mass amounts of people and draw it in so it can have power. So I see in this Queen of Swords like being sharp. Being sharp. Being able to see things for what they are. Assessing situations. Assessing what comes towards you. Being able to live your best life. Find your zen. Be a leader to others. And help as much as you can to show others the way and show others clarity of the situation. The Ace of Wands. It does tend to be a new beginning, and I do feel a transitional period here when things change over and almost like a new chapter or a new start. A chance for something new. That's where we got 2 aces right next to each other. The Ace of Pentacles is a golden opportunity to set down roots. What do you represent here, though? Because I'm getting something else. It's like this understanding and this awakening. And I feel like this is an ace, or this is a new beginning. And then I see in this Ace of Pentacles, which is almost always, I love this card usually, having this come forward in the deck. But I kept feeling something underlying with this. And the longer I look at it, the more that I feel like it is material. And like it's a play to greed. And it's like a dirty offering from a darker side. Offering you something that plays on your greed to try and suck you in. And it's like a choice. Which path are you going to take? Are you going to take the path of enlightenment? Like this Ace of Wands where their third eye is lit up. Are you going to take this path of enlightenment? Are you going to take the dirty offer of this material thing that plays to your greed that is going to be brought forward? Are you going to be lured into that? I don't like the tendrils. Usually it's about planting roots and growing something for the future. Like I said, this Ace of Pentacles is usually a great card. I get such a gross feeling off of this card. The longer I look at it, the less I like it. And the more it bothers me, and it feels like it's connected to something very dark. The King of Pentacles. I got to tell you too, the King of Pentacles, he's usually awesome. He's usually mature. He's usually steady. You know, Pentacles is great. It's grounded. It's somebody who can build for themselves. Real earthy energy. Again, I'm not getting told that with this card. I'm actually getting an upset stomach doing this read. He's something gross. Okay, he's something gross. He's where this offer is coming from. And he's something on the darker side of things. He's not to be trusted. Whatever it is, it's like, I see him staring at that pentacle. And it's like the souls that he's collected, and the power and the wealth that he's collected. And he uses it for himself and for dark things. He's more like this wolf. And a lot of times it just represents like a loyalty or whatever. Like these cards are coming out a lot different than what they're supposed to represent in this read. And I don't like this. Like, I'm going to end this read right away because it's starting to make me feel nauseous. Swords. And the Knight of Swords is like that White Knight. You're getting told to run from whatever this is. And this is the vibe that I was getting in the Chariot. Like somebody running from the darkness towards the light. You are getting told to run away from this, whatever this offering is, this darkness that's coming forward, this thing that's playing on your greed, and to trust your intuition and your third eye. This is a call for all light workers to maybe take the harder road, but to do the right thing, and to move with light and honesty and integrity in this world, to choose the light, to choose their north node, to choose their guided path, to help others and connection and the world around us, and to not give in to this darkness when it tries to tempt you, because this thing wants light workers, whatever it is. Okay, well, I feel absolutely disgusting now. So I'm gonna end this video and I'm gonna cleanse my studio because I really don't like this read, but I hope it made it to where it was supposed to go. Let me know if this resonates with you guys. Take care.